Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Living in Denver, Colorado. My business partner, Eli Schmidt. I'm going to say it this time. You guys know the drill. He's always saying it. It gets weird. My business partner, Eli Schmidt. We're going to get right into it, have some fun with it. 5 things you must know when moving to Aurora, Colorado.
Let's do it. What's up, guys? We are the Mile High Property Brothers, and if it's your first time visiting the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, because we come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and we tell you everything there is to know about moving to or living in the Denver, Colorado area.
Absolutely, guys, and as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you with your real estate needs. So again, this number below, we are the guys who call you or call you back. We are the guys who answer or call you back. We are the guys who respond to text messages, or if you guys want to go into the hyperlink and email us through our website, that's more than okay as well, but we would love to help you guys out. But with that being said, getting right to it, we've been here before. We're going to talk about it again. You guys are searching a lot about it, hence why we're making so many videos about it. But again, Aurora, 5 things you need to know.
All right, number 1, guys, as usual, we like talking geography. So if you guys are looking on a map, you're going to see Aurora. And the first thing that people mention whenever Aurora comes up in a conversation when they're thinking about moving to Colorado is that they think it's far away. Or if they're wanting to work in Denver and be close to downtown, they think that Aurora is too long of a drive. Well, because of where it's placed, and more importantly, the way the highway system runs around it, it actually ends up being super close, and usually you're not far, much further than 30 minutes away from anywhere if you live in Aurora.
You've got 225, you've got Smoky Hill Road that goes to Parker Road that goes to 225, you've got Leesdale that takes you all the way into Spear and into downtown, you've got E470, you've got I-70, you've got a ton of different avenues as far as how you guys want to get to Denver. So definitely not as far as you think. And it's more credit, it's not so much like bird's eye view, it looks like it's going to be far, it's more about the credit to the transportation and how you can get to Denver, versus thinking that it's not too far. And especially if you guys are looking for views. I have something on mine.
I think you're good.
Am I good, guys?
You got it?
There we go. If you guys are looking for views, let me just be super clear to you. It's the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
They're big. Views from Southeast Aurora. Elevation is great. Especially if you're driving like down Smoky Hill Road, you can see a ton of the mountains. They're not going anywhere. So if you think that you're not going to see something or have the Colorado feel or just whatever that is for you, please understand you don't have to be in Arvada or Littleton or anywhere else on the western slope to see the mountains. They're big. They're really big. You're gonna see them.
Well, and if we're talking location as well, if you guys are traveling a lot for work, or if being close to the airport is something for you, Aurora is about as good as it gets as far as proximity to the airport. So
Correct.
Definitely something to keep in mind there as well.
Right, so all great benefits. Why would somebody live out there in addition to, okay, great, you can commute to Denver, you can commute to the airport, great, you can commute down south, right, to Castle Rock and Colorado Springs. So that's the next thing we're going to talk about is just overall size of Aurora, right? So North Aurora, Northwestern Aurora, you're right up next to Denver. Your proximity to Denver is great. You've got some really cool things that are happening there that we're going to get to in some of our other bullet points here. But you've got 500,000 people plus in Aurora. Stretches all the way down into touching Parker, which is almost just about to Castle Rock, right? So as far as your flavor of what you might like, if you want to have more of that Denver feel, or if you do like the suburban areas, and you like to be closer to outlet malls and Castle Rock and Colorado Springs, kind of the best of both worlds, depending on which side of Aurora that you guys choose to live in.
Number 3, you guys know we love talking about this. This is the school systems out there. So
Yeah.
the most notable one of all the school districts in Aurora, because it is very big, like Will had mentioned, is Cherry Creek Schools, which is on the southern side of Aurora.
Right, and we say this in almost every one of our videos when we're talking pros and cons, 5 things you need to know, 10 things you need to know. Schools are super important for us. Well, obviously, we're fathers, but even if you guys don't have any kids, understand how valuable school districts can be for you as far as resale. So when you go to sell that home, maybe somebody who does have kids is trying to buy your home, and because of the school district that you're in, it creates that high demand, right? So something that you guys always want to keep in mind is the business side, the business hat of owning real estate, whether it's your primary home or not. It's still a business decision. Things you can change and things you can't change about a home. You can update and change a kitchen. You can't update and change a school district. You can't update and change if you're on a cul-de-sac. You can't update or change if you're on a corner lot. There's some things that bring a lot of value to real estate. School districts being one of them, super important. So again, if you have kids and you're looking for a great school district, Cherry Creek School is phenomenal. Or if you just want to make sure that you're buying a great investment property, even if you're living in it, pay attention to school districts. Moving right along to number 4, bang for buck.
Aurora, hands down, has some of the best homes that you can get for the dollar in all of Colorado, in our opinion, at least the Denver metro area. You know, a lot of places in Colorado, you're paying for the land or the views, and, you know, you're paying that top dollar. And if you're looking downtown Denver, you might be paying $500,000-$600,000 for a house that is literally a teardown.
Right.
In Southeast Aurora, a $600,000 house is pretty awesome, and it's only a 30-minute drive to Denver, and you also have some views on top of that. You know, and we're helping a lot of people move here from California, New York, and the amount of home that they can get for, I mean, $1 million home in California isn't going to get you much. $1 million home in Colorado, Aurora specifically, feels like $1 million home should feel.
And more importantly, you don't have to spend $1 million on a home
Right.
to get an extraordinary home. And something that we really enjoy about, especially like the southeastern part of Aurora, is how well they're building these neighborhoods. Towns Reach, South Shore, super cool with the pool houses, the culture that they have, the style that they chose to have for the neighborhood. South Shore is phenomenal. It rests right on the Aurora Reservoir. It's got a cool beach feel to it. It kind of has like an East Coast beach feel to it, if you ask me, but really cool on how they just developed that and they held the integrity throughout the entire build. Talons Reach, tons of it, which is almost just right across the street or just down the street, just down Smoky Hill from South Shore. A lot of pine trees, a lot of brick, a lot of stone. Really feels Colorado, even though you're in the southeast Aurora. The hills and the trails that are through that neighborhood, you literally feel like you're in the mountains, which is phenomenal. You've got Blackstone, which is right in between South Shore's look and Talons Reach's look. It's a little bit more neutral, not as strong as Talons Reach with some of the design, but just really cool, kind of just its own thing, but it's really fun. It's got a great country club there. You can't find anything that's better than it. And again, the views that you get of the mountains, yes, you are a little bit further away, but phenomenal. And again, bang for buck. Bang for buck.
Bang for buck, the best homes you can get. And just to emphasize a little bit more, because we get this question a lot, there's a real sense of community in those suburban neighborhoods in Aurora.
Private Facebook groups.
Private Facebook
Moms
groups.
are out there talking.
Yeah.
If there's a disgruntled person or if there's like a weird vehicle in the neighborhood, they're talking about it.
Yeah.
If you get bad service
Yeah.
at a restaurant, they're talking about it. I mean, they really try to take care of each other in those areas.
Yeah, they do. And again, the pool houses and the clubhouses and the neighborhood get-togethers, and they'll do neighborhood movie nights in almost all of these neighborhoods that we just mentioned. So if that's something that's important to you, that might be a good fit for you.
It's a great atmosphere, especially if you guys are moving out of state and you just want to meet some good neighbors and reintegrate yourself, or not but integrate yourself into a new state, into a new community. Really cool. Definitely turn that stone if you haven't been looking at Aurora.
All right, in our 5th and final point, and not final because we have like 30 other Aurora videos for you, but our 5th final point today is the future expansion capabilities in Aurora.
It's just an ever-growing city. I'm not sure who's in charge of all that. That's probably outside of my pay grade, but they're definitely forward-moving. You've got the new veteran hospital that's here on Anschutz campus, along with University Hospital, along with Children's Hospital, and that Anschutz campus is phenomenal. They overtook Fitzsimmons military base. A lot of history behind that. They kept the original hospital there for historical reasons. Really cool, tip-of-spear, cutting-edge medical facility, which is great. It creates a lot of jobs for Aurora. You've got the Gaylord Resort, which is just out east to that. You've got a lot of new build homes that are going out by the Gaylord. Phenomenal resort. That's not too far away from the DIA, even though DIA is technically Denver. unincorporated Aurora still surrounds that. And there's so many things that are going out there. You've got Painted Prairie, which is a new community. You've got a couple other communities just off of 470 that are still just getting leveled. Really cool. And from what it looks like, just like the South Shores and the Talons Reaches and the Blackstones, they're still keeping some really cool integrity to a lot of the new build expenditure that's happening out by the airport and the Gaylord Resort. So I appreciate that kind of stuff. It's going to build value for you as an owner being in a place like Aurora, because the demand as far as people that work for medical, airport, Gaylord Resorts, anything else, like anytime you have that type of expansion in a city, the demand to live there and be close proximity to where you're working is going to be super high, which is obviously great in value for you or great livability for you because you need to be close to those facilities.
Yeah, and that, the places that Will just mentioned, that doesn't even include the future businesses that could be down here that we have no idea about yet. Mm-hmm. And one of the unique things about Aurora is because it's located on the eastern side of the Denver metro area, there's plains out east. That means we have room to grow, and that's why you're seeing all these new developments come into Aurora, because there's not a whole lot of other places ready to build in Colorado. So that means good equity for you, good future possibilities as far as just growth in your home, growth in the job market. There is so much out there that you can build, and you don't have that all over Colorado. You really don't.
And again, like, it's the infrastructure behind all the commercial stuff that's coming here as well, in addition to the homes that still creates a demand to want to be here. But we don't have a Denver Tech Center in Aurora. It doesn't sound like they're going to have a Denver Tech Center or like a downtown Aurora. You do have a ton of malls, a ton of eateries, mom and pop shops. Like, it's a really cool culture out here. But it doesn't sound like they're going to be doing a Denver Tech Center or a downtown, which means it's not going to be getting overly busy or overly populated with the stuff that maybe you don't like if you do want to live in suburbia. So the great school districts, the suburban feel, the community that comes together, and the families that want to hang out in the neighborhood and going to high school football games, it feels like that's what they're expanding with, and they're choosing to veer away from DTCs and downtown. So it still feels like it's going to be expanding, but that good feel, that good neighborhood vibe, I guess, if I could put a statement to it. All right, guys, there you have it, the 5 things you need to know when moving to Aurora, Colorado. Had a lot of fun with this one. Obviously, we're a little partial. One of us might live in Southeast Aurora. Ooh. Guess right, we'll owe you a home warranty. But super excited. Bang for buck. Expenditure, school districts, just the type of homes that you get, proximity to travel, size of neighborhoods and cities, and just like the neighboring cities that you have. Yeah. A lot of really cool stuff. So again, if you're looking at other places, hey, cool, not a problem. Mm-hmm. But make sure you turn this down in Aurora if there's some things that we've spoken about that could help you as far as like your move to Colorado. And speaking of Colorado, as much as we love making these videos, we would love to help you guys with your real estate needs. So again, the number that pops up below, we are the guys who answer or call you back. We are the guys who respond to text messages and emails. So don't hesitate to reach out and allow us to help you guys with your real estate needs.
And if you have not yet, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscription button. Helps us out a ton, guys, and you wouldn't want to miss one of our videos. I know that.
Like it if you like it. Until next time, we will see you guys soon.
See you guys. Thank you.